Your next comment comes to us from Points East. Please welcome Angus Thorn.
Yeah. I'm going to do my entire set from right here and look real uncomfortable. No, it's fine. How's everybody doing here tonight?
Very good.
All right. This is my second week here. Good to be back. Let's hear it for Jeremy, our host.
Yeah.
So, I'm here to talk today about stereotypes. Okay? There's Bose, there's Sony, there's RCA, but now that there's digital music, we don't need any of those. You know, I'm Irish, so yes, I do wear pants, but I like to wear the kilt. The Irish, people ask a lot about it. The Irish are a novelty people. Not a novel people, we're a novelty people to everybody. Okay? And let me give you a couple of reasons why. So, if I were to look for, say, a French hat or shirt, I might end up with a beret, or a silk shirt. Or if I wanted, to say a Spanish hat or shirt, I would end up with something maybe more of linen and a sombrero. Or a black hat, you're going to find a black hat. Now, if you type in Irish hat or Irish shirt, you don't find, a nice cloth or linen shirt. You find some really strange green sequined monstrosity with shamrocks all over it. Like, it seems like that's what we wear on a regular basis. Is my culture a joke to people? Yes it is. And that's why I'm here. No, here's the truth of what it's like actually growing up Irish. My great-grandmother, my grandmother's still alive. She's 95 years old. Now, my parents are both deceased, and I went to visit my grandmother the other day, and I had a friend with me, and she says, "Oh, you can wait in the other room, dear." And she doesn't even turn the corner, and she is berating me about my life choices, and I am 42 years old. That's like she has a say. But you have to love her. You just sort of listen and go with it. Now, the other day, I have to talk about a serious issue. I have, and this is a real thing, I have a prostate problem, which was unusual. And so I went to see the doctor, and they seem less concerned about it than I am, So I go and see the doctor, and they say, "Well, I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to give you this medication, and then we'll do a scope. We can do that right in the office." I said, "Great, I'm ready." They said, "No, we can do that in 4 weeks, but we'll give you this medicine, and it's not going to do anything, but let us know." And it didn't. The only thing it did, I could not have any relations. So I called because I was worried. I said, "This is getting worse." And he says, "Oh no, that's a side effect of the medicine." So I went to the appointment, and I had my scope. And he says, "Were there any problems with the medication?" I said, "It didn't do anything." He says, "Well, other than that other problem." I said, "Right." And he says, "That's normal." I said, "Well, I didn't like it." He's like, "It was fine." And I said, "For you, maybe. It didn't affect you." But we got through it, and I got a nice pamphlet, and there's choices. See, look, I brought it with me. It's real. There you go. I have to deal with it somehow. So the other day, I saw a video about someone making rock art. Has anyone ever seen that? Where you take the rocks and that's it's a skill that I don't possess. I am not artistic in that way. I don't even have ties on my shoes, so I don't really deal with that. But I like to look at the comments because I like to see the positive, uplifting things when people, especially that do artwork or music or comedy, but there's always a negative comment. And this one struck me as odd because they said, "You need to stop doing this kind of thing because you are disrupting microbacteria that lives on the rocks and destroying the ecosystem. We need to adopt a look but no touch policy for the outside." Yeah, I think we've really gone a bit too far when it comes to what we do. I remember building a fort as a kid. You dragged half a rusty car and asbestos to build this thing. Now we're not allowed to touch anything. I don't know. We'll make it. You guys have been great. My name's Angus. Have a wonderful night.